Their ships carried them to new lands, and their swords won them fearsome reputations. It was perhaps in their art and craftsmanship that Vikings expressed their deepest cultural values. The intricate carvings, metalwork, and textile designs they created reveal a society that valued beauty, complexity, and skilled craftsmanship. Viking far more than the stereotype. Have you ever wondered why museums around the world dedicate entire sections to Viking art if they were just simple barbarians? The British Museum in London, the National Museum in Copenhagen, and the Viking Ship Museum in Oslo all showcase intricate Viking artifacts behind glass cases. These aren't crude weapons or basic tools, but delicate jewelry, elaborate carvings, and magnificent textiles that require immense skill to create. This doesn't match the savage raider stereotype at all. The image of Vikings as primitive brutes falls apart when you look at what they actually made. While Hollywood shows them as rough warriors concerned only with fighting, archaeological finds tell a completely different story. Vikings created some of the most sophisticated art in medieval Europe. Their metalwork featured details so tiny you need magnification to appreciate them fully. Their wood carvings transformed ordinary objects into stunning works of art. Their jewelry combined technical mastery with imaginative designs that still influence artists today. What's remarkable about Viking art is how it evolved over time through distinct styles. Art historians have identified 5 major artistic periods during the Viking Age, each with its own distinctive features. The Oseberg style, 800 to 850 CE, came first, named after the incredible ship burial discovered in Norway. This style featured intricate animal figures with bodies that twist and curve into complex patterns. The animals often have gripping limbs and heads with large, staring eyes. Next came the boar style, 850 to 950 CE, which introduced the famous gripping beast motif. These creatures intertwine with geometric ribbon patterns, grabbing the borders and each other with their paws. The symmetrical designs create an almost hypnotic effect. You can see this style on numerous metal objects found across the Viking world, from belt buckles to brooches. The Jelling style, 900 to 975 CE, followed, named after artifacts found in the Danish royal burial site at Jelling. This style shows more S-shaped animals with ribbon-like bodies forming loops and spirals. The creatures became more abstract, often with just a single limb visible. The silver cup found at the Jelling burial shows this style perfectly, with animals flowing around the cup in continuous motion. Around 950-1050 CE, the Mammon style emerged, named after an ornate axe found in a grave in Mammon, Denmark. This style introduced more plant-like elements and larger animals with flowing manes and tails. The designs became grander and more assured, showing confident craftspeople experimenting with new ideas. The famous Mammon axe combines practical function with spectacular decoration, showing Vikings valued beauty even in their weapons. The final Viking art style, called Urnes, 1050 to 1125 CE, represents the height of Viking artistic achievement. Named after the ornate wooden carvings on Enstave Church in Norway, this style features incredibly slender, elegant animals that flow and twist in graceful curves. The animals become even more abstracted, with bodies reduced to flowing ribbons that weave together in complex compositions. This style continued even after the official end of the Viking Age, showing how their artistic tradition influenced later medieval art. Viking woodworkers created some of the most impressive pieces found from the medieval period. The Oseberg ship, discovered in a burial mound in Norway, features incredible animal head posts with creatures that seem almost alive. The wooden cart found in the same burial contains detailed carvings showing figures and animals in complex scenes. These weren't rough carvings, but precisely executed works with smooth, flowing lines and balanced compositions. The Vikings' wooden stave churches represent another high point of their woodworking skill. Though most of the surviving examples were built after the Viking Age, they continue traditions established during that period. These churches feature intricate carvings covering doorways and support posts. Norway's unstaved church contains wooden panels with animal designs so fluid and graceful they seem to move when you look at them. UNESCO recognized this church as a World Heritage Site specifically because of the artistic importance of these carvings. In metalwork, Viking craftspeople showed equal skill. Gold, silver, and bronze became canvases for their artistic vision. The famous Thor's hammer pendants found across the Viking world show how they turned religious symbols into miniature art pieces. Viking brooches, often used to fasten cloaks, combine practical function with stunning artistry. These oval or tortoise brooches worn by women featured raised designs with gilded surfaces and sometimes filigree decoration or gems. One of the most impressive examples of Viking metalwork is the silver treasure from Cordale in England. This hoard contained over 8,600 items, including silver coins, ingots, and jewelry. Many pieces show detailed decoration with typical Viking motifs. The craftsmanship equals anything produced elsewhere in Europe during this period. Another spectacular example is the gilt bronze pitney brooch, which combines intricate animal patterns with a technical mastery that would challenge even modern jewelers. Viking women created equally impressive art through textiles. Archaeological finds of weaving equipment appear in almost every Viking settlement, showing the importance of this craft. The Oseberg burial contained fragments of spectacular tapestries with scenes of people, animals, and ships woven in colored wool. The patterns show sophisticated design sense and technical mastery of complex weaving techniques. Even everyday clothing featured decorated bands and borders showing status and artistic skill. These weren't just decorative objects, they reveal important aspects of Viking culture and beliefs. Many designs include symbols connected to Norse mythology. The twisting animals represent the constant struggle between order and chaos in the Norse worldview. The patterns showing animals transforming into other forms reflect beliefs about shape-shifting and the fluid boundaries between humans and animals in Norse mythology. Viking art wasn't created in isolation. As Vikings traveled, they encountered artistic traditions from across Europe, the Byzantine Empire, and even the Islamic world. They absorbed influences from these cultures, combining them with their own traditions to create something new. Irish spiral patterns merged with Norse animal forms. Byzantine decorative elements appeared in Norse jewelry designs. This creative borrowing shows Vikings weren't closed-minded barbarians, but sophisticated people open to new ideas. In turn, Viking art influenced cultures wherever they settled. In Ireland, the distinctive ringerike style that developed in the 11th century shows clear Viking influence combined with Irish artistic traditions. In England, Viking settlement in areas like York led to new hybrid art forms mixing Anglo-Saxon and Norse elements. In Russia, early medieval art shows Norse design influences brought by Viking traders and settlers. Even as far away as Istanbul, Viking artistic motifs appear on stone carvings made by Norse mercenaries serving Byzantine emperors. How did Viking art and craftsmanship influence cultures across Europe? Their distinctive artistic styles and technical mastery spread throughout Europe, influencing local traditions and creating new hybrid art forms. Wherever Vikings settled or traded, they brought their artistic traditions with them. These didn't replace local styles, but merged with them, creating new artistic expressions that combined elements from different cultures. This process enriched European art and contributed to the development of later medieval artistic styles. These weren't just pretty objects, they give us clues about what everyday life was really like for Vikings. The scenes depicted in their art show feasting halls, ships under sail, and people going about their daily business. They reveal a society that valued craftsmanship, beauty, and technical skill. The tools and techniques needed to create such work tell us about Viking technology and knowledge. Even the materials used, the types of wood, metal, and textile fibers, provide information about trade networks and resource management in Viking society. The sophisticated art Vikings created forces us to reconsider our image of them as simple barbarians concerned only with fighting and plunder. No society that produced such beautiful, technically advanced art could be truly primitive. Viking craftspeople were masters of their materials, creating works that still impress us today, 1,000 years after they were made. Their artistic legacy represents one of their most significant contributions to world culture, one that continues to inspire artists and amazes museum visitors to this day.